Clifton McKnight here. I'm hoping you enjoyed what you've seen already of the Business Brilliance Summit, well, brainchild of Mark Holland and Les Brown, and that you've gotten some things already that you can use. But if you're visiting with me today, I'd like you to make a commitment to yourself that you are going to take some steps, some actions, some things from this conversation that you will employ to take you further and closer to where you want to be today. I kind of titled this, Get Off Your Butt and Reframe the Game. And my play on words, of course, is the word but. I don't necessarily mean your keister. I'm suggesting that you get off the negative buts that hold you back. I could do it, but I'm too old. I'm too young. I could do it, but I don't know enough. I could do it. I don't have the contacts. I could do it, but. Get off of those buts or reframe the game entirely and take those buts and make them becauses. I can do this because I'm young enough and I have the energy. I can do this because I'm seasoned, I'm old enough now, and I have the insights. You get where I'm going with this? And doing this kind of reframing can change the whole nature of how you feel and what you can accomplish. Get off your butt and reframe the game. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about uh, resources to do that with. It could be people, prayer, perspective, and purpose. People, prayer, perspective, and purpose to get off your butt and reframe the game. I'll give it to you in a few different ways. I made a couple of notes here to make sure that I don't miss out on too much of it. So let's talk about first things first, energy and attitude. The truth is, while we're going about our business trying to do grand things, life keeps lifing, doesn't it? We have circumstances that knock us out, knock us down, knock us all around. We might lose an opportunity, lose a job, lose a family member, lose something, excuse me, that can really kind of derail where we're headed. And I'm going to acknowledge that those things are real and those things can really cause us to step back. And I'm going to suggest that you maybe look at those things as reasons to move forward because you're still here. And whatever it was that you lost, whoever it was that you lost, however you've had tragedy of what happened, the turbulent circumstances, you can reframe that and recognize that you had the visitors, the purpose, the person, the job for however long you've had it. And now you're looking to move to a new chapter. You might do something because of a loved one as opposed to not doing it because of them, unless it's something that you shouldn't be doing. So reframing that game, and I know just saying it like that may even sound a little cavalier, don't intend it to be. I've had a few losses of my own, and I can tell you that in no uncertain terms, it can derail you, it can distract you, it can get you. But one of the things that you can do to make it work for you is to embrace it and to think about the good memories, to embrace the inspiration that may have been caused or created by the individual or the opportunities, and endeavor to honor it by doing more, doing better, being more, or being better. So reframing the game starts that way, and I suggest that every night and every morning you start off with a whole spirit of gratitude, an attitude of gratitude to get you off the dime, to help you to feel better, even if you don't feel good sometime. I had to make that rhyme. But considering the idea that when you have a good attitude or when you feel gratitude, you have more energy than when you feel, destitute or devastated. And also, if you're feeling a little low, see how far you can go to change your state. So The next thing I would say to you, get unstuck by changing your state. It could be your mental state, your physical state, your emotional state, but consciously change your state. That can be done with all kinds of ways. It could be prayer, highly recommended, frequently suggested. It could be exercise, dance, massage, physical touch, right? All the kinds of things that can move you off of the way you're feeling to the way you want to be. It could even be taking the time to help someone else. Change your state by looking into a way that you can empower someone else. And when you get that power, you can't help but get some back on you. You heard the saying, a person can't put perfume on someone else without getting some on themselves. The concept is very much the same. So reframe the game by looking at ways to help someone else, by uh, moving your body in a different way, thinking about things that make a better difference for you. Think about the things you have to be thankful for. Get unstuck by taking action. You know, sometimes the biggest thing you can do to make it happen is to do something. Now, it was Dave Ellis, an author of Becoming a Master Student, that had these 7-day anti-procrastination plan. I like it because it's quick, easy, and easy to remember. Monday was make it meaningful. Find a way to do something to make whatever it is important that you have to be doing. Number 2, take it apart. Take it in little pieces because we can handle a whole lot more if it's a lot less at a time. Wednesday, write an intention statement. Write it down. You know, putting something down to remind us that it's important to do gives it a little more life and living. And then you can refer back to it. If you decide not to do it, you had to go back and change the date, change the time. Thursday, tell everyone. I pause on that because the situation is that we kind of keep things close to the chest because we don't want to say we're going to do something and then not do it. Well, this is saying that you're saying it's important enough that you are going to put it out there and you're going to ask those folks to help hold you accountable. Friday is find a reward. Find a reward means give yourself a reason of something that's motivating enough, inspiring enough. It could be something that's just that you want to do that you won't do until you accomplish that which you say you want to accomplish. And Saturday is the one that's kind of made me chuckle because the truth of the matter is sometimes the best way to overcome procrastinating is to do it now. Yep, you want to get it done, do it now, settle it now. Saturday, settle it now. And of course, if those things don't work, the last one has particular tongue-in-cheek but particularly valuable. And that is to say no. Instead of getting yourself all wound up because you're doing something, you're not doing what you say you want to do, decide that you don't want to do it. Then if that's the case, you can use that energy towards something else. Now, if it's something that you need to do, that must be done, consider these next strategies. And this is kind of a way to move and take action to go to the next level. And that means don't try to do it all by yourself. Right? Don't try to do it all by yourself. Find some resources to assist you. It could be human resources. It could be someone that you pay. It could be they pay as a virtual assistant employee. It could be an AI. You'd be amazed today at what you can do with artificial intelligence. Matter of fact, I created a little ebook with the help of ChatGPT, how to make $5,000 in 90 days using ChatGPT. And I got ChatGPT to help me to do it. If you'd like a copy, I can give it to you free. It's no charge for that. But just be in touch with me. Send me a text or social media note and just put, I'd like a copy, or maybe be specific, 9 ways to earn with ChatGPT, and I'll forward that to you. The other thing I want to say to you, when we start talking about taking things to the next level, is the perspective that you have. I talked about, prayer and people and perspective, all that's got to do with networking, and the net's got to work if it's going to do anything of use to you. So when you think about it, who is it that you're connected to? You ready for the answer? The answer is everyone. You're connected, and we are connected to everything and everyone. The things that have passed from thousands of years ago, hundreds of years ago, months ago, they came to place so that we could be here today. The air that we breathe wouldn't be here if it wasn't for those microscopic organisms that gave their days up in the wee prehistoric times. Everything lent to something that leads to us being here. And we're here. Now, I don't know if you've been in a situation where you've lost something. You lost some, maybe what do they call that? I think it's called survivor's remorse, where you feel like you should have been the one to pass and others have passed. And I just want to say to you, just think that you don't have time really to be chagrined about being alive. What's more valuable and more important is for you to take the life you have and make something of it for the people that you may have lost. Think about that and use that in a way that can best serve you so that you can not only live well, but be a little happy and in that way give thanks for your life. Last thing I have here that I want to throw to you talks about momentum building resources. And the thing that I say to you here, I guess it's coming from a personal space, and that is when you have that life be life, and when your physical health is suffering, or your energy is suffering, or your mind is not in the space you want it to be, look at all those other things. I mean, I talked about massage and exercise and yoga. Sure, do those. Dance, maybe play some music and dance and act silly. Qigong, yoga, eating a good salad. Do the things that help you to feel better and be in a different state. Sometimes you just want to scream or laugh outrageously and shift the energy and let the blood flow in a little bit differently just to get you enough energy to move it forward. Now, if you can get clear about what your purpose is and why you're doing a certain thing, that can also give you the energy you need to succeed, particularly if you're talking about going to another level. Now, I don't know how many of you ever, want something so badly that you get over anxious about it. That's when your anxiety kind of gets in the way of, your whole goal. The goal was to accomplish, and now your reticence and your doubts start to slow you down. So instead of doing that, though, take a good look at who you are and whose you are. Recognize our interconnection with all things. And if you believed, again, as I said in the power of prayer, when you do that, you get into that fabric of existence that is everywhere. So you must have the power because you're connected to everything everywhere. So begin to ask yourself, how can I do it as opposed to why can't I do it? That reframe in and of itself will blow your mind. So if you look at the things we started talking about, the different ways you can change your state, and everything from massage, acupressure, qigong, yoga, dancing and singing and making noise, telling bad. You need some good dad jokes? Check me out. I got a few of those too. But those things that change your overall state. Talking to people and who care about you. Look for the people who are going to be in your favor, in your corner. Even if they have a constructive criticism, it's constructive. In order to be at your best, you need people around you who think the best of you and for you and want the best for you. Now, sometimes we have these situations where we mean well, but we've been through the bumps and bruises that we went through, kind of makes it discouraging for you, and we don't want you to go through that pain. I'm going to say, if you're that kind of friend, if that's where you are, hold back. Just kind of withhold it a little bit and consider the possibility of reframing how you can share that information too, because it may just give them another insight about how things don't work so that they can go about it in the way that does work. Well, I think I'm going to just cut that short with me and give you enough. Using AI and using virtual assistants really does change the whole nature of possibility in the world because you can do it in a heartbeat. And if you need some help, you want some insights, you want some other suggestions, look me up. My direct number is 240-446-5738. Send me a text and it won't be too late. I look forward to being in touch with you. And this is Cliff McKnight saying, if you can't calm the waters, learn to ride the waves. Have a great day. Reframe the game.